Hello, my name is Linda Jenkins. Today's topic is starting a trucking company. It is presented to you by DOTFMCSA Compliance Specialists and Rapid Compliance Services. It is advised to hit the pause button and read these slides if you are interested in starting your own trucking company. I will be giving an overview of the slides, but not going into a whole bunch of detail, although these slides themselves do offer that information. We do offer a training program if you are interested in learning exactly how to complete each form or process for getting your business off the ground. This presentation is for all people wanting to know the terminology and processes required for starting your own trucking business. As stated previously, this presentation is designed for those wanting to start their own trucking company, but don't know where to start. We offer back office support designed specifically for the trucking industry. From start line to finish line, we are proud of our structured processes to get you going quickly and smoothly. This presentation is broken down into 4 easy to follow phases. Each phase takes you into the world of the DOT and FMCSA processes. Again, if you decide this is too challenging for you, then please feel free to contact us at 559-203-7458. Good luck, and we wish you the best of success in your new journey of being a great trucking company. Before we start, I'd like to explain what our trucking industry designated back office support staff does. Our back office support team operates as your own trucker designated virtual assistant. We assist you with the compliance and regulations that are given to the transportation companies that are governed by DOT, FMCSA, and others in the trucking transportation industry. Our goal is developing programs that allow owner-operators to have a professional business and avoid both driving and operating their business from the driver's seat of their 18-wheeler. Our transportation specialized staff are here to help you keep both safe and sane. In phase 1, we will be addressing the following: certificate of title, lien holder, certificate of insurance, BOC-3, also known as BOC 3, SCAC code acquisition, and interstate versus intrastate travel. If you have purchased a truck or trailer within the last year, either out of state or out of country, then you will most likely owe California use tax. For more information on your use tax responsibility, please contact the Board of Equalization at the web address listed on this slide. Now let's move on to the certificate of insurance. There are many companies that offer transportation insurance for the owner-operator. It is highly recommended that you shop around for the very best rates. We recommend the following. Now, we're not going to give you the amounts because that depends on what you want. But for the types of insurance, we recommend the following: non-hazardous cargo insurance, non-trucking liability insurance. Now, this protects you for when you're using your vehicle for personal use and not under dispatch. Your physical damage coverage. That coverage covers the cost of fixing or replacing your truck if it's involved in an accident or stolen. Now remember, the higher the deductible, the lesser the amount that it will cost you. for the insurance on a monthly basis. However, please be certain that you can meet your deductible for which you select. Then last is the trailer interchange. The trailer interchange is usually for owner-operators who have power-only trucks, meaning they do not own a trailer. This type of insurance covers the physical damage for non-owned trailers being pulled by this type of owner-operator. Many people wonder what a Box 3 is and how to get it. Basically speaking, it is the person you designate to receive any legal documents in case you are not available at your place of business. An example of this is if your company might be being sued for a traffic accident or for non-payment of financial responsibilities. The standard carrier alpha code, which is SCAC, is a privately controlled U.S. code used to identify vessel operating common carriers. It is typically 2 to 4 letters long. The National Motor Freight Traffic Association developed the SCAC code in the 1960s to help road transport companies computerize data and records. When you receive this code, it is very, very important to write it down and keep it in a safe place. This code is used to book your own loads or to act as a broker for manufactured goods. When you are applying for your IFTA tags, you will need to know how you plan to operate your organization. In other words, are you planning to run interstate or intrastate? Intrastate means you will only be traveling inside the state for which you are licensed. If you are planning on traveling from state to state, then you will want to make sure that you list your IFTA tax information for interstate travel, okay? That will allow you to travel to the lower 48 states. Remember, by using our specialized trucking back office support team, you will no longer need to run your company from behind the wheel and face possible lawsuits from accidents that occur from distracted driving. Let us work for you. Contact us today at 559-203-7458. Now we are ready to move to Phase 2. In Phase 2, we will be discussing DOT number acquisition, motor carrier authority, freight broker authority, unified carrier registration, also known as UCR, and the TRU registration from the California Air Resources Board. A prerequisite to the DOT number is getting your registration decals and tags. The IRP is for companies crossing state lines as an interstate company. The type of tag you will get for your vehicle is the apportion plate and a prorated account. The IFTA program controls the fuel tax and the IFTA decals and licenses for the vehicles of the Interstate Transportation Company. It also dictates which states that you're allowed to travel through. One of many of our services includes the ability to acquire for you your motor carrier number or ICC number and the US DOT number. In some cases, we can complete this process on the same day that you contact us. You U.S. DOT numbers are issued through your state's DOT website. If you will be operating a vehicle which is over 10,000 pounds gross vehicle weight, then you will need a U.S. DOT number. This is for both private and for-hire carriers. Avoid the fine and be sure when purchasing your decals that you have them printed as U.S. DOT and then your number, and not just DOT and then your number. Operating authority is a motor carrier's right to operate a commercial vehicle to transport goods or passengers for hire. After you have been approved by the FMCSA and all of the fees have been paid, then the FMCSA will send you a letter with both your MC and US DOT operating numbers. You will know it's the official documentation by the circle logo on the upper left-hand side of the letter. It is imperative that you retain this document in both a safe and secure location. You will need to reference it many times during your normal operations. Although not everyone is interested in becoming a broker, it is important that we address this issue. It is not recommended for you to have both a broker authority number and a motor carrier operating authority number. Larger companies who carry their own insurance can sometimes assume the risk of being both the broker and the carrier for the transportation of goods. However, it is considered a conflict of interest by insurance companies and could cost you more than double your normal insurance rates. Remember, one bad load could cost you your business if you assume the risk of being both broker and carrier. The UCR, or Unified Carrier Registration Program, is a registration program for businesses within a participating state to pay an annual fee based on the size of their fleet. The registration program is required for all brokers, private, exempt, and for-hire carriers. Once registered, you will receive a state permit for most interstate travel. The UCR program is maintained at the state level. For California, you must show that your equipment is compliant for operation inside the state. The TRU equipment registration is done for the State of California Air Resources Board, also called CARB. The registration helps to fund air quality issues inside the State of California. You must register your equipment to operate inside the state. The ARBER system does not accept operator reports without inputting at least one ARB IDN. You will not receive an IDN without approval from ARBER if your engine is not compliant with the California regulations. In other words, you will not be able to drive that piece of equipment inside the state without a proper approval. Our dedicated trucking back office support staff can help you with all of these regulations. Why don't you let us do the paperwork for you? We can help you get started as well as pass your new entrant and other audits as they come. Find your freedom today by contacting us at 559-203-7458. We are now moving into phase 3 of getting your trucking business off the ground. In phase 3, we will discuss the following: random drug testing, Consortium, and clearinghouse, as well as the DOT physical, permits, ELD, pre-pass, and examining the rate confirmation sheet. As an owner-operator, you will at times have to think of yourself as both the employee and the employer. This is one of those times. You will need to first sign into the Clearinghouse website as the employee to grant yourself permission to view and update your information that's maintained on the Clearinghouse website as the employer. Once you have done that, you'll sign back in as the employer and update your information accordingly. I realize that this can be a bit confusing, but just remember the main gist of it is that you need to make sure that you take care of both sides of the house, both as the employee and the employer. Additionally, you are required to participate in a drug and alcohol consortium. The consortium is a lottery of sorts where you can be added to a group of randomly chosen drivers from different companies. Each quarter, a certain number of those drivers are scientifically chosen to be drug tested by the DOT. We have a consortium established for our owner-operators and our trucking companies that are in our group. You can only be a member of one consortium at a time. Please contact us today at 559-203-7458 if you're interested in joining a consortium or if you need to relocate to a new one. We have a resident LPN on site who can do the DOT physicals and established a medical review officer, which is a physician who can review the results of the drug screenings done for the DOT with either yourself as the owner or if you are an employee with your employer. We are also partnered with Quest Labs so we can test anywhere inside of the United States. Please call us today to set up your appointment. Again, our number is 559-203-7458. There are many types of permits required to operate a transportation company. If you are transporting overweight or oversized goods, you will most likely require a special permit to deliver those goods legally. You will need a state permit for every state your route goes through, so planning ahead is very necessary. Additionally, for Kentucky, Oregon, Nevada, and New Mexico, as well as New York State, which has the HUT sticker, you will require additional weight distance tax permits to be carried on board your truck during the transport of goods into and out of those states. We have a team dedicated for permits so that you will get your permits, depending on which state you are traveling through, sometimes the same day. Unfortunately, not all states do same-day services, so again, planning ahead is of most importance. The ELD, or electronic logging device, is a requirement for all commercially driven vehicles. We have partnered with several different ELD companies that can assist you with the logging of your driver's miles. One advantage of the ELD is that you can use most of them to assist with the calculation of actual miles driven and through which state was driven during a particular quarter. This information then can be used for your quarterly IFTA tax calculations. We have a staff on board that can help with IFTA tax calculations so that you only pay the correct amount per state that either you or your drivers have driven. Contact us today for more information at 559-203-7458. The pre-pass system serves two purposes for commercially driven vehicles. It allows drivers to bypass weigh stations if they are not given a red light when passing an electronically controlled weigh station. It allows them the privilege also of going through the fast non-stop lane at toll road booths along the interstates and at some bridges. If you have fewer than 5 trucks, we can possibly assist you in getting the pre-pass device for free. Please note, if your company qualifies, the device may be free, but the toll charge will still remain payable to the state agency for which you are traveling. If you are an owner-operator, you should always have a rate confirmation sheet when booking a load for payment. A rate confirmation is an agreement of payment between the freight broker and the carrier that is legally binding. A freight broker must provide a rate confirmation for the carrier to sign before proceeding to haul the load. The rate confirmation portion may be included in the load tender form or included on a separate sheet. If you have an independent dispatching service, then it is their responsibility to get this to you prior to accepting the load for haul. Also, if you use a factoring company for payment, the factoring company will use the rate confirmation sheet for payment of services. This is how you can get almost immediate payment of your loads upon delivery. If you are tired of running your office from behind the wheel of your 18-wheeler, our back office support staff designed especially to handle the needs of truckers can help you today. Some of the items they assist with are IFTA Tax Preparation Help, dispatching services with dedicated and non-dedicated loads, new entrant audit preparations, safety and maintenance program establishment, obtaining MC numbers, obtaining DOT numbers. Call us today for more information on our products and services at 559-203-7458. One of our customers, John Denny from North Little Rock, Arkansas, stated it best. It makes life so much easier having a qualified trucking specialist working for me. Now I have a professional look and feel to my company. Thanks. Well, John, it was great working with you, and we hope to work with you more in the future. Remember, new employee and safety programs start every Monday. Contact us today for your next training session. Moving on, we are now entering phase 4 of the items you need to know for starting your new trucking business. In this section, we will be discussing establishing the following for your company: safety program establishment, equipment maintenance program establishment, new employee and driver expectations training program establishment, and the refrigerated TRU compliance program for the state of California. By establishing these programs, you can show them to your new entrant auditor to show that you have a legitimate business operation, and later on to your tax preparer to get tax breaks on your next upcoming tax season as a business expense write-off. If you're an employer of any size, it's important to prioritize workplace safety in order to protect both your employees and your financial assets. Fortunately, we can provide you with tips of the day memberships, signs for your vehicles in reference to safety, safety vests, PPE, safety equipment for your drivers, including triangles, flares, etc., hard hats, and vests, and much, much more. Also, establishing a training safety program, which includes a signature page for your employees and drivers, shows proof positive that you have trained them in a structured environment. This safety program might be used as proof during legal proceedings if your employee or driver is implicated in a legal dispute for negligence when it comes to safety regulations during normal working hours for your company. This program gives you peace of mind that you are covered in case of an unforeseen safety violation of one of your employees or drivers. And please keep in mind, wintertime is coming and accidents happen. So protect yourself and your assets today by contacting us for your next training session for your safety program. Establishment of an equipment maintenance program is an essential part of running any trucking company. As many a driver has stated, if the wheels aren't turning, you aren't earning. So you must avoid these costly downtimes by establishing a great equipment maintenance program for your trucks and trailers from the start. Planned maintenance programs help to reduce costs by using local mechanics that you know and trust. You can prevent employee downtime by scheduling the maintenance during their home time, holiday, or vacation time away from the truck. It also increases the lifetime of your equipment. It prevents outlandishly high on-road repair costs from truck stop mechanics. It also prevents outrageous towing fees from those towing companies. Another thing is that it prevents possible automobile accidents from blowouts. If you're dealing with retreads, you know exactly what we're talking of. It also prevents possible fines from law enforcement officers for public endangerment or for accidents caused from your equipment failure. So be aware, an equipment maintenance program is an essential part of running your trucking company. Please call us today and we can help you get started on getting that equipment maintenance program established. Consistency of training your employees and drivers establishes your trucking company as one of the best companies to work for in the trucking industry. From the very beginning, it gives your employees and drivers a sense of well-being and lets them know from the start everyone is treated equally, as well as educates them as to your direct expectations for them to work within your company. It sets the ground rules from the start. An employee handbook can explain to new hires, staff, and managers the standards expected for workplace conduct, while also providing information on employee benefits such as leave and company policies. As problems arise, you can train your staff and incorporate real-world examples right into an updated electronic handbook. As part of the new employee training, they will set up their tax information, set up clearinghouse permissions, opt in or out of insurance, show proof of education through a trucking school, and much more. Being consistent when hiring people helps you control the direction your company will go in the future. The TRU Compliance Program deals specifically to the transport refrigeration units. That's the TRUs or TRUs, also known as refrigerated trailers. The TRUs are mandated to be registered in the ARBER system. Things to remember when registering your TRU is that the information in the ARBER system must be complete and must be correct. The ARBER system currently checks this information before it will issue a compliance certificate that shows a quote-unquote compliant until date. Therefore, it is imperative to have this information entered into the system both correct and complete. Our experienced staff can assist with this so that your equipment will be in the ARBER system according to regulations in the right manner. Be warned, If you're found running your trailer inside of the state of California without proper certification for your TRU unit, you will be fined substantially. So be aware that your TRU compliance program needs to be developed for each one of the trailers that you are hauling through California that is a refrigerated unit. For more information, you can contact us and we can assist you with getting your program established for your company. Establishing a trucking company can be a daunting task, but we can help. Let us work for you. We make it easy. Contact us today for your dedicated trucker back office support staff and let us prove to you how we can make your trucking company be a great organization to work with. Call us today at 559-203-7458. We specialize in small to mid-sized trucking companies who want to grow their organization. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like, share, and follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Also, be sure to check out our other great videos. We welcome your comments and questions. Just comment below, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.